Hey, how's it going? How's everyone doing? Good? That's good. Not good? Oh, that kind of sucks. But guess what just happened today? Literally, probably exactly now. Artemis got released, as you can tell from this homepage, and I mean, that's pretty cool. And let's go check out. Oh, actually, let's go look at her lore. We're gonna go. Oh, she's the second one because her name starts with A. Hey. So first of all, we're gonna look at her stats. She's got. We'll start with the weapons. Rocket Lance and Scythe. And as you can see, someone's playing Brawlhalla now. We got Rocket Lance and Scythe. Looks like 5 strength, 5 dex, 4 defense, and 8 speed. So she's going to be a fast legend that hits well, recovers from missing attacks pretty well, and takes an okay amount of defense. I find that usually 4 defense is a good amount, or good enough for me. And then the skins you got are classic. Darkheart, which matches the Darkheart weapons, which I think that's awesome, the fact that they're making Darkheart skins now. Iron Lady, which I think is supposed to match some of the Iron Legion skins. And then Eclipse. And Eclipse kind of looks like the standard one, but it's like fancier. And I personally think Darkheart is the coolest. But I wouldn't mind getting any of these 3. So we're gonna go look at her lore. The answer. She didn't even stop to tell me her diabolical plan. 1 second we were waiting for the usual monologue, and the next my entire fleet was just gone. Lance, Star Champion. And this quote is from Artemis. Destroying Orion isn't the only thing I want to do, but yeah, that's the main thing. So we can tell that she has some sort of relation to Orion, as do a lot of characters, oddly enough. I mean, including, where's she at though? Including Mirage. And, so it seems like Orion and Artemis are enemies. But we'll go and look at Artemis's lore now, as the story goes. Philosophers sometimes talk about the will of the universe, a consciousness above that of even the gods. We may never know if the universe has a will, but we do know it has an immune response. When foreign matter streaked over the skies of Valhalla, the response was an antibody of celestial proportions. As the name Orion was spoken, Artemis came into being, although she would not call herself that for many years. Born Mary Washington in West Plaza, New York, she was a voracious reader with a love for strawberry ice cream. While Mary had a relatively normal childhood, her parents sometimes wondered why she would stare silently into the night sky for hours or read stories of the goddess Artemis killing the hunter Orion over and over again. Mary was too eager to confront her opponent. At the first sign of her powers manifesting, she opened a wormhole intending to stride into Valhalla. Instead, she emerged in the vacuum of space. Struggling for survival, she fought to maintain a cocoon of atmosphere siphoned from nearby worlds. In the desperation, she ripped the core from a nearby star to forge her armor, extinguishing her first solar system. From there, she traversed the dangers of the universe, careening through the Trinova, ending Star Champion's fleet, and imploding the Leviathan of Eons, to name a few. Once ready, the completed Artemis arrived in Asgard. In Valhalla, Artemis is still subject to the rules of local gods and tries to complete her destiny in the tournament itself. Sensing a common frustration, Nyx has taken her under her wing, and the two often spar to hone their sight skills. As Orion's reputation grows in the arena, Artemis wonders if all of Asgard might be too infected to save. So, she started off as a normal girl who often read the stories of Artemis and Orion, and how Artemis was destined to slay Orion, and that caused her to sort of end up taking the name like this, and somewhere along the way she got her magical powers. But as you can see here, this is her base skin and her base animation, which I think looks awesome, and it's even better for me because when I want to make this thumbnail, now all I have to do is take a screenshot, considering the fact that her foot isn't cut off by one of these options like the confirm button right around there. You can see it was going yellow. Kind of like if I were to select Yumi, at least I used to when I select, like Mordock, see his toes there, and that's kind of problematic. And then you go through like other characters like Cross. But anyways, that's just for me. So here are her classic skin, classic colors, and I'll look at the weapons too. This is the Galaxy Lance and the Starry Scythe, and then everything's the same for me, of course, like the shade. And then here are her stances. Her base stance, again 5, 5, 4, 8, and then you sacrifice 1 speed for 1 defense, or 1 strength for, or 1 defense for 1 strength, or 1 strength for 1 dexterity, or 1 dexterity for 1 speed. And then I'll select her to show you her selection animation, which was pretty cool. Seems like she creates kind of like a black hole. And now we're looking through her colors. I'm going to try to go through this quickly. Gray looks really good. I'm gonna get gray like immediately. I'm gonna get gray today. Black also looks cool, and Skyforce looks cool. And then her skins. Again, Black and Starforce look, or Skyforce pretty good. And then here are the weapons for this skin. And then you got Iron Lady. Once again, Black and Skyforce looking cool. And the weapons. And then you have Eclipse. And Eclipse looks really good in almost every color, including white. Oh my god. I'm getting that. Never mind, I don't need the other two, I'm getting this one. So, and then these are Eclipse's weapons. So we're going to start with standard and standard colors. And I'm just going to go into Shipwreck Falls. While this is loading, I feel like I should mention the fact that I made a video on the PS4 release of Brawlhalla, which recently got an update today. I'm not making a video on the update, it doesn't seem they changed much other than fixing a few graphical issues, including the gray boundaries so far, according to what I've seen. So, but yeah, that's that. So if you want to check it out, just go to my channel. I'm not going to link it to you because it doesn't really, it doesn't seem like an important thing to link for me. Anyways, here's the lance, and I'm going to disable some of the stuff. So we'll show stun, show damage, hitboxes. No hurt boxes and item spawning will be disabled. We'll also put him over here. I feel like I could have done that in a much better way. Okay. We'll turn on damage reset and position reset. So this is Artemis's lance. As you can see, it's pretty much your typical lance. All the lights are going to be the same as with pretty much every single weapon. Not pretty much, like every weapon that's shared across people has the same lights. Anyways, starting with a neutral sig, she kind of summons this black hole type of thing and sends it up diagonally, similar to Nyx's neutral sig it seems with Scythe. So if I can find a way to use that, perhaps, there we go. Okay, so once it contacts, Artemis will lift her lance up and kind of do like a poke, as you saw there. And I'll go frame by frame for that. We're going to go back. So obviously that could be a string, as I don't see if there were any dodge frames, but I'll check right now. There is, looks like there's quite a few dodge frames, but it hits and then it goes up, and it's got kind of a weird hitbox considering the fact that that doesn't follow the lance's animation at all. But I suppose it works. Oh, it changes here, so okay, it makes sense now. Except for the fact that this hitbox happens after this animation. But, so then it goes upwards, has a decent amount of force, and we'll check to see how much damage it does now. So, it's got a dodge window of 9 and does 26 damage minus 11, so it does like 16, it does 15 damage. Then you're going to show her, or I'm going to show her down sig, which she jumps up, uses some rockets on her lance, and kind of rides her lance over, and shoots this laser at him. And it can be done when your opponent is grounded. And when it contacts, there's nothing different than when it doesn't contact. But I'll make it hit one more time, and then I'll go frame by frame so you can see that as well. So, she jumps up, and then as it skates towards him, no hitboxes are summoned for quite a few frames until she shoots this laser from her eyes. That's where the first hitbox comes through, and then it just kind of glazes across the ground for a few frames. And it's got a decent amount of force, but it doesn't seem like it'll be much of a too much of a killing move for the most part. But if it can be done with the GC to send them downwards, that would be cool. If I get it right, of course. It can. So it can be done to send them downwards, but I seem to send them more to the side than downwards. Anyway, so that was the neutral sig and the down sig, and now it's time for the side sigs. So I'm going to do the side sig without hitting first. It's just kind of a, she preps her lance, turns it around, leaps towards them, and then shoots it backwards. With contact, it does 30 damage on its own, not a lot of force from the white, but I should probably just play. Okay. Whoops. going backwards. So it leaps forward, and as soon as the orb starts to summon, you will get these hitboxes, which don't form like a full circle, oddly enough. I feel like they could definitely form a full circle, but I don't make the hitboxes, so... Oh, there's a full circle right there, you can see that. So eventually it goes into a full circle, and it just sends them off to the side in the direction that you were facing, as would make sense. So that's Lance for now, and then we're going to check out the Scythe. I'm really excited for the Scythe because I like Scythes. I am a Scythe main. I mean, you could pretty much say that about a lot of weapons for a lot of people, but I call myself a Scythe main, so let's see what I can do with her. I'm already a fan of her speed. It's hard to get used to when I'm recording because I do get slightly lower frames. But so there's a combo for, as with most Scythe users, is neutral light and neutral sig. The neutral sig, without charging it, she just kind of jumps up, uses rocket boots, and swings forward. But charging it, she jumps up, floats a little bit, and then attacks. And then when you land a hit, whoops, I'm going very slowly. Okay, so that had a dodge window of 7. I think it can definitely be lower, but it could probably go to like 5 or 6. But I'm not gonna go through that right now. So, looking at that one frame by frame, the first attack, this is my neutral light, and then again another few frames as the animation starts before the hitboxes come through. The hitboxes start in this midsection of the, I guess the celestial, like the star kind of cut through them, and then they become much larger towards the end of the attack. So you don't have to contact them initially for the last hitbox to hit them. And that does have quite a bit of force, which is good. And then we'll look at the side sig without hitting, or the down sig without hitting. So the down sig, she floats up and then shoots this orb downwards. It's kind of like I would have said Nyx's down sig. It's like Ragnar's down sig with Katar's, where he just kind of like sends the ball of fire downwards and diagonally. And it seems like that's going to have a good amount of downwards force. Oh, that's a cool contact animation. So if you contact them and they're sent up into the air, after getting hit with the orb, Artemis will hit them sideways with the scythe. And then the orb seems to have a pretty good hitbox almost all the way through, and then it extends after exploding, and then the scythe's hitbox starts right when the scythe passes her shoulder. That's when the hitbox initiates, and it's got quite a decent amount of force for that as well. And then, of course, what was that, the side sig? Or the down sig? Here's the side sig. Side sig looks cool. Without a contacting, it's just like a regular side sig, just a dash to the side. But with contact, she hits them and then sends them diagonally upwards with a blast from the bottom of her scythe. No, actually, that's from her visor. So, she dashes forwards, pulls the scythe towards them, smacks them with it, and then blasts them with her visor. That's also got quite a good amount of force, and let's see what that can be used for. So that's a good combo right there. That's the downlight to neutral sig, and then we'll do side light side sig. Side light side sig has 11 frames, so it's more of like a dodge read than anything. And then that's side light with no input, and then neutral sig, and then we'll do side light with. I'll try to do side light with no input and do side sig. That has 21 frames, but it could be lowered. But for now, that's some good scythe combos, and then we'll do some Lance stuff. There was already side light into neutral sig, which had dodge window of 5, and then we could do probably side light chase dodge. No, you don't even have to do a chase dodge. You actually don't have to do anything at all. So side light neutral sig, and then we'll do like maybe downlight. You could do another dodge with downlight down sig, and what else? Probably neutral light side sig is another one. So yeah, that's Artemis for now, and I guess I'll see you in the next video.